racing to sharpen the image, but the mist and rain were still too thick to discern much detail. Hell, he needed nothing more. By the speed and bent of the approaching armada, Vane intended to attack. Damnation! How could he know what lay beneath the false bottom of the hold? And why the devil did Vane wait if he intended to plunder? Why now, when the Highland reel was but a day's sailing from home? Outrun them? Moore asked, over the screeching of the booms of all three masts while they swung across the deck. For what? Kennan slammed his spyglass shut, his gaze scanning the faces of his crew for any sign of a traitor. If we stand and fight, we're dead men. But there's nae time, McNeil shouted, his arms shaking as he fought the resistance of the wheel. Ahead, the enemy ships divided, one sailing broadside to port, the other to starboard, and the third making a sharp turn, cutting across the Highland reel's bow. Lord save us, grumbled Lachie Moore. We're nearly home, damn it all. By God's grace, I'll be sitting by my father's hearth this eve. Fire a cannon from each side, and let them know we'll not surrender without a fight. Kennan grabbed Runner by the arm and headed aft at a run. Come with me. Aye, sir. With a spark in his eyes, the lad grinned as if heading to a gathering filled with bonny lassies, rather than sailing straight for certain death. Are we going to send them to hell, sir? You'd best believe it. Kennan ushered Runner to one of the skiffs they used to ferry sailors to the shore. Climb in. The boy's smile dropped like a lead weight. Beg your pardon? You heard me. Oh, what about the battle? Kennan patted the side of the boat, a steely edge to his jaw. Aye, there's going to be one hell of a fight, but you'll not be wielding your sword this day. But I'm nearly as big as a man. Runner, Balthazar, his Christian name, tipped up his rain-soaked chin and squared his shoulders, while 2 consecutive cannon blasts from the gun deck shook the timbers. I'd be milk-livered if it didn't stand with the others. When lightning burst and thunder brayed, Kennan stepped nearer the boy. Nay, lad, you'll be alive. Before the young whelp said another word, Kennan hoisted the cabin boy into the skiff and swung out the winch. Row northwest and you'll hit land. Take a transport to Achnacarry and ask for an audience with Lochiel. Tell him of our adventures, our fortune. Tell him we nearly made it. All isn't lost. Runner's voice shot up while he gripped the side of the boat. The skiff teetered in mid-air, dangling over the side of the ship. We've a ferocious crew, sir. We'll fight them. Aye, we will. With a swing of his sword, Kennan cut the restraining rope and sent the skiff plummeting to the sea to the tune of Runner's adolescent shrieks. Nay, it wasn't pretty, but as captain of the Highland reel, he wasn't about to let the boy face certain doom. If they didn't come out of this alive, at least someone would take word to Lochiel, the great chieftain of Clan Cameron, Kennan's da. Remember! He cupped his hands around his mouth and shouted to the boy, praying he'd be heard above the mounting blasts from enemy cannons. Curses to Hades. One more bloody day and they would have sailed into Lochiel, each sailor wealthier than he'd ever dreamed. A shiver snaked up Kennan's spine. Had one of his crew deceived him? Or was something even more sinister afoot? When he turned, the schooners had formed their trap. 3-1. He'd never admit it to a soul, but the odds of surviving this day were nil. Fire at will, he roared. Thrusting his sword above his head, he ran back to the helm, his pistols and dirk straining on his belt. He sheathed the sword and grabbed his musket from Lachie Moore's hands. To arms! The entire ship shuddered as the cannons below decks let loose their arsenal. The pirate ships fired shots across bow and stern, but not a missile hit the Highland reel, and Kennan knew why. The treasure aboard was enough to tempt any pirate on the high seas. They hadn't dallied when they left Nassau, but someone had beat his ship to British waters, someone fast and shrewd enough to ruin him. Unless that someone had sailed ahead? Who? Mistress Evans? Unlikely. Not only had the woman supplied his ship, the widow had been more than accommodating in Nassau. Very accommodating indeed. I pledge my oath, if I survive this day, only God will be able to save the Judas who betrayed me. As Kennan charged his weapon, crewmen with their muskets kneeled behind.